We've been through it all. I bought my first rental property at 23, but it was destroyed by vandalism before we could sell it. So we bought a car to rent on Turo to cover the damages, but our first host crashed it. So we signed a contract to rent an entire building on Airbnb in another state, but the owner backed out the day we arrived. Honestly, it was a lot, but all of that taught us one thing. We needed to build something for ourselves. So my husband and I started a fragrance company. This is our weekly update of what it's really like running a small business in the city that never sleeps. No filter, just the real stuff.
So we're doing something new today, okay? I'm gonna take you with me. This week, I wanna start going to different places because I go to the same places every week, obviously for the last year, more or less. But I wanna use the weekend to do that. And I wanna use the middle of the week to go to new spots. Just to see, maybe if I find something new that's better, just see what's out there. So I'm excited for that. I'm gonna go get my phone, pick up my phone from Penn Station. Hopefully there's no problem getting that. And I realized, whatever's meant to be will be.
Feeling like Jonah, brother turn low now. How we gonna find our way? Feeling like Moses, man, the Lord chose us. Now we gotta find our way. Feeling like David, man, I done gave him all. I gotta find my way. You never feel me. I'm still feeling like Jonah, brother turn low now. How we gonna find
So I lost my phone.
When?
Friday. No,
what train?
Thursday. It was a letter Balar from Babylon at 7:45 going to from Penn Station to Babylon.
From Penn to Babylon?
Mm-hmm.
What type of phone?
It's a iPhone, let's say I think it's the 13. It's a light blue silicone case. Oh, I got my phone finally. Put a pin in that Sega. It was finally finished. Next is to go live with the new phone. I have two. And honestly, the biggest reason why I wanted to get the other phone was because the mic that I have only can be plugged into USB-C, and both my phones are Lightning phones. But I found this morning online they have an adapter. So $20 I bought that adapter. After today, my next live, I should be able to have the mic on. Fire content. I'm going to the storage unit right now. I'm gonna get all the candles and whatnot, and then go back over to somewhere new to sell. Haven't really decided yet. I have an idea, but I don't know where I'm gonna go. But it should be high traffic, which means lots of sales. So I was having a convo with Melissa today, or last night, about being more of yourself. And you attract the people that are like you, and then people who are not like you respect you. And then it's kind of like you win on both sides, right? And I feel like I should practice more what I preach. I think a lot of people don't want to do it just because, well, let me not say that. I think the reason I don't want to do it is because I'm very competitive, right? So I want to win all the time. And I try to balance that with other people's emotions and feelings, but I want to be able to be, I want to be more of that. I want to, more of that. Only reason I'm not as that as much is because the wins come so infrequently, even though I still feel the same way. But I'm very understanding of people. And I think that it's hard I would say it's hard to balance it. I think because I'm a nice person, people gravitate to me, but I'm also competitive. And I kind of revel in the idea to compete in things, but not as a knock to who you are as a person. I just like competing. I like winning too, for sure. But I think there are a lot of people who are more like kumbaya type of thing. And that's fine. But I'm more of a kumbaya after we compete. Even then, I don't know. Maybe if we compete really well, then I'm more kumbaya. If we compete and I lose and I'm mad that I lose, I'm a lot less kumbaya. But if it's really good competing, then yeah, be good.
Wake up and lace up my sneakers, I'm always dressed to kill. Each time I speak, I'm at peak to bring me some extra ears. Feel it in my soul, in my sleep, I breathe till the winds get sealed. Don't go while the rest sit still, beast mode on a run all year. Work till the funds all here, can't stop till the path all clear.
You told me you was gonna leave.
You gotta start moving. Yeah, but they're looking at you.
Right, but I told you I was gonna leave and then you would leave.
Yeah, but you need to back. You need to start moving. You need to start doing something. You can't just, dismiss what we're saying, all right?
Because that's the thing, I'm not dismissing what you're saying, but now I feel like I'm taking advantage of it because I already told you.
You could go anywhere between after 30.
But I can also be here. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't want me to be here, that's on them. They don't set the law. They don't make the law me be here. I'm allowed to be here.
Don't do it.
Why would
Because I can go, listen, I can do this easily.
But listen,
I don't want to do that.
To do what easily?
Honestly, I can remove you easily.
For what?
Let me see your license then. What's up? Let me see your, not your tax. Your license.
Why not? That's what I
Your
showed you
vending
all the time.
license. No, not that.
That's what they asked me for.
But that's not what I'm asking you.
But that doesn't. If you're not asking for that, that's, I don't need
Don't
that.
make it difficult. I'm telling you right now, all your stuff is gonna be taken. You're gonna go
But
to
take it for what?
for unlicensed general vending.
But I'm not. It's not general vending. But now you press me about it. I'm like, I was cool before. I'd have no problem
And
before.
I was cool
No,
too.
you want. You said you're gonna leave, and now you're standing. You came back. I told you about
Because you're not. It's not looking like you're actually doing something.
What do you think? What do you think I'm doing? You see me just walking around looking for a spot to go.
I don't see you packing anything.
I just told you I was walking around to find
And I
somewhere
told you
to
you
go
could go
vend
anywhere.
I have to choose where I want to vend at. I can't just vend
So
anywhere.
how long you want me to wait for you?
I didn't want you to wait. You told me you wasn't gonna stand here.
They're telling me I cannot leave.
But you told me you wasn't gonna stand
Listen,
here. They
I'm
don't
not gonna go
control
back.
you.
I could call somebody and they could take your stuff, and then you could go through all of this. You're going through me, not with me, because I'm not the judge.
Sure.
I'm not the court.
Sure.
I'm not the court system.
That's more work for you. So go ahead and call
No, not
whoever
for
you
me.
It is because you
Not
have
for
you
me.
have to follow all of that.
Not me.
You have to call somebody to come
I'm telling you, it's
over
not
here.
for me.
They have to ask you, what am I coming
Yeah,
over there
but it's
for?
not-
They're gonna come
I'm
here.
a
It's gonna be an
lieutenant.
issue for you.
I'm a lieutenant.
It is gonna be a problem for you guys.
Today was definitely a wild one. Listen, if you didn't already, if you weren't in the live, go check that out. I didn't get a lot of vlogging done. The police and I had some issues today. Several police, several security, a lot of different things. They were threatening to take away my table and arrest me and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I kind of got distracted, didn't vlog as much, but I think today went good overall. I made someone from Chase at the end of the day came up to me and was like, hey, I would love for you to come and like sell at the bank and do our corporate events. I'm like, oh! So he gave me her number, her email, and people always ask me, like, oh, how do you get these events? And I'm like, bruh, I just be talking to people. Like, people come up to me and they just ask questions, and then I'm like, yeah. And another crazy thing too, they were saying that I couldn't stay in front of certain buildings before 6 o'clock. Very odd rule. So I said that goes in the summertime, but today was like a crazy day. Today was an insane, absolutely insane day. She was like, yeah, she would love to have us come to the corporate events. She'll hook us up with some grants. Oh, I know Melissa's gonna love that. I'm gonna tell her that. She's gonna, oh my God, I love that, oh my God. So she's a paperwork application girl. I'm gonna send her an email before I get home. And I'm trying to get better at sending emails almost immediately. I shouldn't miss her right while we were there, just to see.
So yes, it is candle making time. Honestly, this is one of my favorite tools that we got from Uline back in the day when we first started making candles. I used to use masking tape. I used to use masking tape and cut out little strips individually and write on those with Sharpie, and that's how I would label the candles. Honestly, when we first started making candles, I used to smell them to tell the difference. And then, when you start making too much, it's like, whoa, you can't do that no more. So that's when I started using the masking tape. And I remember when Donivan was like, he didn't really know how I was doing it until one day he watched me and he was like, yeah, you're not doing it like this no more. And I was so happy when he got me the price gun, because that has made everything so much smoother and has completely changed how long it takes, because that used to take up time. That used to take me like an hour to label everything. I always find making candles relaxing, and what I've been doing most recently while I make candles is listen to audiobooks. There's this app, it's free and I love it. It's called Libby, and you just connect it to your library card and they have audiobooks, ebooks, everything on there for free. So I've been listening to so many different books, especially while I make candles, and it just makes the time go by faster, and it's just such a vibe. The other thing that I love about how we make candles now is that we calculate the total amount of wax that's needed and fragrance that's needed in order for me to make all the candles in the various sizes for that 1 scent. And that has really helped a lot, because I don't really like having to go back and forth to use the same scent again and then again and again, when I could just make all of the room service at one time, make all of the people watching at one time, and just kind of square that off. Like that scent is done no matter what size it is. I guess I have a question for y'all. At what point do you feel like it's time to move to like a bigger wax melter, like a digi boiler? Is it like when you're making like hundreds of candles at a time? I mean, I feel like that's a given if you're making hundreds at a time. I've been using this little baby one since we started. Honestly, when we do need to ramp up and stuff, we'll get the second one going at the same time. But I'm kind of wondering, like, at what number is that when you go for like the digiboil? One of the things that I want to focus on going forward is my style and types of outfits that I wear, and my clothing pieces, and really have a more intentional vibe to my outfit. So I'm very excited to pursue that and for that to come out more in the videos, at the table, in person, selling the candles. So that is something that I'm going to be working on in the future, and I'm really excited for y'all to see that, along with the music.
Yesterday was a fun one. So today I'm gonna go back outside. I was gonna go to a different spot, but I might go to the same spot today because I know it made sales yesterday. I do have some immediate things that need to be paid for. We have no inventory. So how many candles we have here? I think we probably have like 20, I don't know, 30 candles. So for all the candles, I have to pretty much do this to them. And that prevents sinkholes. So a sinkhole is when you burn the candle. That way, I know there aren't any sinkholes. If this happens to your candle, it's bad. So all the wax would just fall into that part. So this is just some little, quality assurance before we sell the candles to make sure that they're all good. And I don't know if you could tell, the mic came in. So I can check that off my side quest of things I needed to do to go live. I think all the things I need for that are completely finished. I have the new phone line, I have the mic, I have the adapter. So I said right now we are in phase 2. Also another side quest, going to the other store to drop off the candles, because it's like we're not going full steam ahead into like wholesaling or retailing, but just like I said, we're just testing it out. And yesterday someone came up to the table. She works at Chase, and she was pretty much telling us that she would want to kind of like either help us or partner with us or kind of put us in positions for us to succeed. She was saying that they do pop-ups at Madison Square Garden, people in the Chase network, and she was saying that they have grants for people like us and minorities and people of color, women-owned businesses, things like that. So she makes candles herself too. So, but she's a big girl job. She says it's very therapeutic, and that's why she likes to do it. She wanted to learn. So she gave me her phone number, she gave me her email, and I emailed her yesterday. She hasn't responded yet. She asked if I had a Chase account, and I was like, ooh, I don't have Chase, right? Now, mind you, I love Chase. Like, I'm a Chase supporter. I think Chase is the best bank you can have. And I think she was saying that we would maybe need to have or be in the network to get those benefits. And I'm like, listen, if you're gonna put us on, put us on. I'll have a Chase account if you have the connect and the hookup. One of the big reasons why we go outside to sell is because we meet people too. Like, I'm very much a social person. All the people be outside. People that have all the money, people that have all the connections and stuff, they be outside walking around. So it's like, okay, I have a better chance of meeting them like that than I do sending out emails or phone calls. And if any of you guys have a store, we are more open to, testing it out, things like that. This is probably the most therapeutic part for this. I just wish we had a better space to do it in, because it's very calming, it's very relaxing. And I think the color of the candles melting, I like warm, so the heat from the light also feels good. And it's kind of like a game too. It's kind of like trying to, melt them, take them off before they melt too much. Almost went a little too long for my liking, honestly. I like to pre-cut these so it's easier to put the holes in there. So something like this, I just take it, put the scissors right on top of the vessel, and then just cut it. So anybody that has a business and products, that's like the biggest hurdle, at least for us, I think, is like having enough inventory. Like, that really is it. It's like a game of like balancing having enough, how much to spend on it, how much to buy, how much you have on stock, what people are actually buying. It's like these scales of trying to find the right like equilibrium for it. I also don't like moving them too much while they're drying, because it doesn't look as nice when they finish like completely solidifying. All the candles are melted. Next thing for me to do is just cut off the wicks and label all the candles. I learned I'm a very systematic person, so everything I do, I feel like it has to be a system. To a fault sometimes, I can spend more time making a system, and I could have had the thing done already if I just did it first. Like, even right now, for example, right? I could just start labeling these. I would have to pick it up, then look in the box, find what label it is, put it on there. Instead of just grabbing the box with all the labels and just going row by row. If I had like 5 candles, I wouldn't have to like label them. I would just do that. But the other day, that's why I didn't go to work, because I was trying to build a system on Notion for inventory. To me, that's kind of like a L, for the day. It wasn't an A+ decision, I'll say that. And that's why I think I'm more suited for bigger businesses, like running a large company, because I feel like we need systems for large companies. For small companies, you don't need them as much. And I think that's why I've always had an issue with startup companies or like starting companies, because I want to make a system, but sometimes you have to get up and do the thing. So these are the new labels for the small candles. So right now they are 2 1/4 inches. Melissa likes the labels to be a little bit bigger than that. So we want to make them smaller than the medium ones, which are these. We might just use the same label for this one and this one. I like lining them up with this here because it's a little different. And then you can see this side is that little indent. It's not on the other side. And then I try to go a little bit further down from the top. And then I do the bottom first. The bottom is smaller than the top. And then if I do the top first, when I like do that part to it, then the bottom will bubble up. Probably almost the last of it that we have bought before. They have rounded corners, so we bought this so that we can cut all of these so that they are completely squared on the corners. Last one is finished. Straw is to cut all of these wicks to 1/4 of an inch. Except for these. These get cut a little bit lower, but all these other ones get cut 1/4. And this is what happens when you use your own label machine or you buy blank labels and print them yourself. So we have to like glue these. Anyone that has our own printed label, look, we have to glue them extra, make them stick. So we're trying to get through these as fast as possible. I think we only have like maybe 4 more of those. I finally made it to the storage unit. It's like 5 o'clock. The train was having its own issues multiple times. So that's why I got down here as late as I did. And I spent a lot of the time this morning doing all the candle stuff, which took me forever. I'm just hoping to get a couple of sales just to come outside. My main reason for coming, obviously, was to get some sales, right? But also drop off the candles that we have. All the candles that were made yesterday. Honestly, I was thinking about staying really late today. Probably gonna stay until like 9 o'clock. Just because I got out so late and I'm not coming out tomorrow. And we have some, bills to cover. So that seems like the plan. It's, I did, if I can stay warm enough. Because I thought it was gonna be warmer than it is. So I didn't wear all of my, weather clothing for this. So we'll see how long I can last out here. You a candle person?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. What kind of smell do you normally like? What's
like a vanilla.
Vanilla, so then, let me see. It probably wouldn't be that one. Honestly, it would be these 4 except this one. Like I said, it's my favorite.
How much are they?
The travel is 20 and the medium is 34.
Are you doing
Yeah, the medium looks like this.
And it's 34?
I forgot to vlog the day. I mean, listen, we have 3 more days left of the week, so I'm gonna get it right one of these days. I'll be forgetting to vlog when I'm going live. Today was an okay day. We did get some sales, not a lot. As you're in the live, you know everything about that already, so that is what it is. But yeah, I'm about to pack up. It's 9 o'clock. Both my phones are about to die. And my generator is also dead. So, we struggling throughout the day, but we're gonna make it to the end. We're gonna get to the end of the day, and tomorrow drop the candles off. Then I might come outside. I'll put the rain tomorrow. I'll come outside on Friday and sell. Tomorrow I'm gonna edit the vlog.
We got an order. Always love when we get orders. I love using my little pink label printer. I feel like I found the perfect way to wrap the candles and ship them out so that every single time they do not break. And you just have to make it so that when you shake the box, you don't hear any movement. That is the key to no broken packages.
I wanted to get out earlier, but he told me that he wasn't gonna be there until 2:30 until 12. I was really procrastinating and trying to figure out how I can better do the inventory. That's a big issue. Not a big issue, but it is an issue to keep trying to keep up with it. The spreadsheet kind of breaks and whatnot, so I have to keep re-updating. And so I found a website called Crafty Base, which I think is really good for that. So I'm testing it out on a 14-day free trial. So not sponsored, but I am trying it out. And I'm heading to the store in Brooklyn to drop the candles off. I said I really want to leave, but I did anyways. I left anyways. Tomorrow I'm gonna be going back to sell outside a different location tomorrow. And we got an order. So shout out to Taylor. Your candle will be going out tomorrow. first thing in the morning. Hey, what's up, Shai? Hey, Tony. How you doing?
You want to put it there?
So we finally dropped off all of the candles that we needed for the store, and I'm excited because this is not our first time being in this store, but this is our first time coming to the store with this attitude. Like, we're coming to test and really learn how to sell candles in a retail environment. I think we're really good at selling candles in person. When I can sell them, I can talk about them. I know what your issues are when you're smelling them. It's a lot different when we're not there. So now we have to compete with other brands. So now we're competing on looks, we're competing on smell, we're competing on information, we're competing on brand. And I think that that's something that we have to work on a little bit more, because our whole thing is literally selling person to person as if we had our own store. So something like this we would need, I think, would be a good idea. We want to get the vlogs out more consistently, like every single week, but it's hard because we still have to go outside to make money to pay our bills. But a brand reached out to us and they saw that and they were like, hey, we want to see you be able to post more often, and they said they would sponsor us. So shout out to design.com. Because of them, we can finally post weekly vlogs like we're supposed to. So if you don't know what they are, they're pretty much a tool that allows you to make logos, cards, posts, websites, and all that good stuff. And they're not only supporting us, but they're giving everyone that follows us a huge discount. So the discount they're giving you guys is 88% off the logo that you make with them.
Now I'm looking at the spot up there trying to figure out how we can get the most sales. I think we're gonna have to really go all out just because that's what we do. And I already know once we do, we start getting sales, everybody's gonna be trying to copy what we're doing 100%. I can already see it now. We're gonna put lights up there. We're gonna have a card, a picture of us, the notes of the candle, and everybody's just gonna be like, oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Why can't I do it? This is gonna, I'm telling you, I can see it already. Like, that's 100% gonna happen, and then they're gonna be like, oh man, this thing's it's selling. But I think it's gonna be a little learning curve in the beginning to learn what the retail requires for us. Cause we sell in person, so you know, I sell the candle, so it's easy to sell it in person. By itself, you gotta figure out how to do it.
Honestly, this is probably the most hurtful thing of the whole week. I got my table finally set up. I'm ready to go. I literally just put down my last card, and if this would have worked, I felt like this would have been a great area. The traffic is slow, there's still a lot of people, but as soon as I put down the people, look at that, people checking the table out. People are looking at the table, look at that view. This is a great area. I put down the card, they told me to go. I put down the last card I had to put down, and they were like, yeah, you can't be out here. I'm like, wow. So now I have to figure out where I'm gonna go to sell at, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm kind of in a popular area. Like, I kind of could sell over here maybe, but it's really hit or miss, because when you're outside, one of the really important things you have to remember is light. If it gets too dark and there's no light source around you, you gotta go home. Like, that's it. You don't want to be the black guy selling candles in the dark with a beard and long twists. You don't want to be that guy. So I'm like, okay, honestly, I feel like at this point I should just go back home. So it's like I'm gonna have to walk back to the storage unit. It doesn't really make sense for me to try and sell because I got outside so late anyway.
So I was gonna set up, and I feel like it's already so late that I should just go home, because where I'm at doesn't have as much light as it did the day before yesterday when I came outside. So I feel like it's already 5 o'clock. I already set up and then broke down. So then to come down here to set up again might be another 30 minutes. And then I'll set up for maybe like an hour. It's gonna get dark at like 7. And then close up, set up, and go home. So I feel like I'm gonna go home now, regroup for tomorrow, find a different spot. Maybe because the weekend I go to a regular spot on the weekend and see how that goes. And then Sunday, same thing. And then, you know, back somewhere else next Monday.
I made it to the storage unit. I'm pretty much just sitting here trying to catch my break. Trying to catch a break, some breath, something. I got up, I came outside. My plan was to go to Highlight and Sell, right? I got out there, I literally got to putting the last card down and the whole table was already set up. And someone comes over to me and they're like, hey, You can't set up here. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I didn't even mind taking I didn't mind if somebody told me I can't be there. I'm like, I wish they would have came in the process of me setting up. I would have went somewhere else. So I tried to go somewhere else. I'm just like, it doesn't really make sense. I'm sitting here, it's like, okay, tomorrow's gonna be better, but I need a break. I've been walking around, no sales, just trying to figure it out for today. And now I'm just chilling, so. We got an order though, so shout out to Melissa for the order. Today is way colder than I thought it was gonna be. And for some reason, there's been a lot of issues with the train. So I can't go down to where I normally would go. So back to 34th. Let's see if it's any better than it was last time. I feel like the first time I went, it was okay. And then after that, it wasn't as good. So because the train stopped working on the weekends, I'm not really trying different spots for the last like couple of days. So I'm thinking maybe next week or tomorrow, I'll try some different spots. So I tried the High Line yesterday. As I said, that didn't work out. They came up to me and they were like, you can't be out here. I'm like, all right, cool. So cross it off my list. Next, like I said, I want to do Times Square. I want to do down by like Wall Street area. Those are the biggest areas that I can think of, like just on top of my head. Probably Grand Central. So just really high traffic areas. So I'm over here set up, or about to set up. The guy that was here earlier, he's like over here behind me. He was here last time. So I asked him like, yo, you gonna be over here? He said, nah, it's gonna be over there. But I don't know if that's the same person as the lady the first time that was here. So I'm gonna set up, and she called, just move my table later. I don't really mind moving it down a little bit. Hopefully she doesn't come. Yeah, we put the wax on the card. My favorite is this one and this one. And the most popular are these two. What kind of smell do you normally go for? You more like a sweet person, a woody?
I don't do candles.
You don't do, oh, really? It's because of the fire?
I know, I just don't do candles, but these ones are so cute. How much is one?
The travel one is 20 and the medium one is 30. And they all come in each size.
I'll take this one.
Okay. Well, I keep forgetting to vlog when I'm streaming, but today is Sunday. It's the last day of the week. Today went pretty well, I cannot lie. I'm not, chat was good. Shout out to everybody that was in the live chat for when I come out here. I'm gonna get home and then I'll let you guys know how much I made today. Add up what I made on the website and on the line, on the website, in person. When it gets cold, my brain stops working. So I'm finally home and I was able to tally up how much we made this week and how much we spent this week. So that's in person, online, and all the other expenses we had throughout the week.
So this week in person, we made $540.79. Online, we did $168.58. That brings us to a total of $709.37. And our expenses were $698.96. So that's it, y'all. See you next week.